Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe on YouTube, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead, click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with dun, dun, dun. Honey B. Lee. All right, then. Honey B. Lee. Honey B. Lee. Got to do something with that. DP Rocker. What up? What's up, Ray Ray? G Mac. Chevy Addict, LLC. What up? Standing on business. Mike L. from Boston. Chris Dinkins, Mobile, Alabama. What is that? Don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll go with Brad. YTN, or is that Brady? TN for Tennessee. I don't know. But San Diego. No, that's San Diego in the building. Okay. Brad for San Diego. We got Quincy Robinson, Dallas. Jamila. What's up, Jamila? Jamila Marie. What it do? Welcome to the live. Andre Washington. What's up? Black's Too Real. Tori Gully. Good afternoon. Junior Jones, good morning. Good morning. G Mac, what it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Tim Jones, Virginia in the building. Going in, fam. I'll come back to the comments in a moment. But right now, let me pick up my subject up here. So another day, another Diddy accusation and lawsuit. Good God. Diddy has been hit with a flood of lawsuits, including one brought by a girl who referenced unnamed celebrities and was just 13 years old when she says Diddy drugged and RAPED'd her at a house party. Let me tell y'all something, fam. It's one thing to judge adults and adults to make accusations. But man, when you start messing with these kids, when they start putting the kids in the mix, save, fam. It's hard to find some sympathy. But I want y'all to hear this case. I want you to hear at least some of the claims that this woman made in regards to attending an after party that was held by Diddy. Pay attention to the claims, fam. Pay attention really closely. In total, Diddy is facing 5 additional federal suits, all of which was filed by Texas attorney Tony Bugsby on behalf of his clients who claimed that Diddy sexually assaulted them in separate attacks between 2000 and 2022. 2 more cases was filed Sunday night in state court in New York. Perhaps the most disturbing allegations have been levied by a woman who claims she was just 13 in 2000 when she was dropped off by a friend at Radio City Music Hall in New York City to attend MTV's Video Music Awards. Dropped off by a friend to attend MTV's Radio City Music Video Awards. Well, MTV's Music Video Awards at Radio City. Radio City. Okay. According to the docs, The woman is listed as Jane Doe. She did not have a ticket, so she stayed outside during the event, but she was determined to go to one of the after parties, crossing paths with the limo driver, Diddy's limo driver, who purportedly introduced her to Diddy. The driver allegedly told the accuser she fit what Diddy was looking for and invited her to the Bad Boys Records CEO's after party, which was held at a large white house. Once inside the home, the accuser says she was forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and as she looked around, recognized several celebrities at the soiree. The accuser claims waiters distributed drinks to everyone as she observed widespread drug use with attendees smoking marijuana and snorting cocaine. She says she drank a reddish yellow drink that tasted like orange and cranberry juice and was bitter, causing her to feel woozy and lightheaded. She says she had to lay down in one of the bedrooms where Diddy eventually entered with two other celebrities, a male and a female. Check this out, fam. Both of whom are unnamed in the suit. So, two celebrities came in the room with Diddy, a male and a female. They're not named in the lawsuit. Okay, moving on. The accuser says the male celebrity ripped off her clothes and violated her while the female celebrity watched. Diddy also allegedly violently sexually assaulted her while the celebrities watched. She says she was unable to escape the bedroom. Well, actually, she was able to escape the bedroom and stagger out of the house to a gas station nearby where she received some help. Three of the other accusers were allegedly assaulted by Diddy in 2022, namely a businessman, a personal trainer, and a female hip-hop artist. Another accuser was allegedly assaulted by Diddy on Memorial Day weekend 2014. Diddy's attorneys responded to the new lawsuit in a statement to TMZ. The press conference and 1-800 number that preceded today's barrage of filings were clear attempts to garner publicity. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts, their legal defenses, and the integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. As reported, Diddy was arrested in September on federal charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and other serious crimes. He's also been the subject of numerous previous lawsuits containing allegations of sexual trafficking and sexual assault. Sex trafficking and sexual assault. All right, let's take a poll, fam. Give me a thumbs up if you believe that the woman's accusations. If you believe her accusations, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, sound like another money grab. Let me know what you're thinking. What you're thinking. Let's see what y'all talking about. J-Ton down. Liquid up. Renita up. Angelo up. Khalil down. Puerto Rican Mikey down. Aquarius down. Georgia down. Ray Ray down. Michelle down. Cynthia down. Oprah down. Lulu up. Oprah up, actually. Rock Paper Reads up. Herbert down. Maryland up. Lame Heem. I am Heem down. Henry Louise up. Steady P down. JoJo up. My brother's keeper down. China Carter down. Angela Dadnack down. Glenn down. Horace up. I don't know, fam. Connie down. Buckhorse DC down. Lone Wolf up. T up. Lil J up. LJ up. Q down. Vladimir up. Dr. WSMX down. Marsha down. Quenisha up. Frederick down. I don't know, fam. This might be 50-50 now. This might be like, I remember when this first started, it was almost exclusively people felt like the accusations were all true. But now as more and more of these accusations come out, people are starting to feel like there could be something more going on here. I don't know, fam. It's so much going on. I don't know what the hell to believe. I know I don't believe everything I hear. I know that for a fact. I'm not believing every single thing that I hear about this case. I'm not believing everything about this case. I'm not believing every single person that come forward. The woman says she was 13 years old. She was trying to get into a party, MTV, but she was determined. She was trying to get into the award show, but she couldn't get in, so she stayed. She waited. She was determined to go somewhere, to go to an after party. She was determined. "13. She got dropped off by a friend at the MTV Music Awards. She did not have a ticket. She didn't have a ticket. She got dropped off, and she waited around to hop in a car and go to an after party with anybody. Is there any accountability on her behalf whatsoever? Just any. I know she's 13 years old. Most people say, well, you're 13 years old, you can't consent, you can't talk, you ain't got enough sense to know what you need to be doing. I need to know. Does she have any kind of accountability? Now, two things can be true at once, right? This for all the people that, you blaming the victim. Two things can be true at once. You could be a victim, but you can also be held accountable for whatever actions that you may have taken. First and foremost, we already know it's something wrong with a 13-year-old girl getting dropped off at an award show with no ticket and totally unescorted. She's not being escorted. She's 13 years old, being dropped off at an award show. All right? We know it's something already wrong with that. We know it's something wrong with a 13-year-old girl, any age, standing around waiting to hop in the car with a stranger to go to an after party, any after party. Her words, not mine. She won't go to any after party. She's just gonna jump in the car and just roll with anybody. How many times we tell our children from day one, we learn from day one when we're kids, don't talk to strangers. Look both ways before you cross the streets. Not only is she talking to strangers, but she hopping in the car willingly with strangers, ready to go have some fun and excitement. Don't care where she end up. She just want to have some fun. She just want to go to an after party. And then she starts to sipping drinks. And then she finds herself in a room, according to her, being violated. If we are to believe her story, let's say it happened exactly like she described it happened. Is there any accountability at all on her behalf? For those who say there isn't, I'm going to tell you why. I can tell you right now, you're hypocrites. Because y'all the same ones who would say that if a 13-year-old girl killed somebody, she needs to be held accountable. But if somebody violate her body, or if she, let me back up. But if she put herself in a position, if she go out of her way to put herself in a position to be taken advantage of, then she don't have any accountability whatsoever, because now, according to y'all, she can't think. She can't think for herself. She can't make those type of choices. But she can make the choice to take life. Help me out here, fam. I'm just, I'm just trying to, present some, some thought-provoking commentary here. There'll be a wino that's going to come in here into the comments and be like, oh, so now you trying to protect the pedophile, huh? Ain't heard a damn thing I said. Ain't heard nothing I said. They just going to start popping off. Well, you trying to protect the pedophile. You try to. How many times have I told y'all that I'm not with that? If he did what he did, he got to pay for that. He should pay for that. If I try to break into somebody's house and I see them coming, light come on, the light come on, and I take off running, and they shoot me in the back. I'm a victim because at this point I'm no threat to them, right? The law says that you're only supposed to use the amount of force to stop the threat. In most states, that's what it says. So I'm a victim because I got shot in the back. But did I put myself in that position? Even if I was 12 years old, y'all would say I got what I deserved. I shouldn't have been doing it. Wouldn't y'all say that? And I'm not saying she got what she deserved. I'm saying how hard some people can be towards youngsters when they commit certain acts, when they have certain types of behavior, when they commit certain crimes. I'm telling you how hypocritical people are when they make these assessments. If I go through, if I come to an intersection and I don't stop before going through that intersection, and the intersection don't have a stop sign on either side. It's just it's an intersection with no stop signs. There's no signal lights, right? There's no signal lights. There's no traffic lights. There's no stop sign. It's just a four-way street. And I go through that intersection without looking both ways. Do I have any responsibility at all on my behalf? Yeah, I can say, okay, I'm going to sue the city because they should have had a stop sign there. They should have had a traffic light or something. That's horrible that that happened to me, right? But from day one, we're taught to look both ways before we cross the street. We're taught to look both ways before we cross the street, whether we are walking or driving. You look both ways before you cross that street. Look, fam, even when I got the red light, even when I got the green light, when I cross the intersection, I look both ways. Because you never know when a damn fool is going to totally ignore the traffic signals, the light signals. You never know when they're going to ignore those signs. You never know when they're going to just commit a traffic infraction. You never know. I know too many people who have been murdered because somebody ignored the traffic signs. Somebody wasn't paying attention and they just kept on going and boom, dead just like that, crippled just like that. Somebody said, I can only imagine how scared she was. Let me tell you something, fam. I don't know. The girl popped up at the MTV Music Awards by herself. She had a friend to drop her off. She already made up her mind to go out and go to a party. No matter what party she ended up at, she wanted to go to an after party. She hops in a limousine with a total stranger. Does this sound like somebody who was scared to take risk? It's like whatever happened to her at the point that it happened, it was totally messed up. Absolutely messed up. If that happened, that's if. We don't even know if it happened or not. But if it did happen, that's totally messed up that any adult would take advantage of a 13-year-old. Because if I was anywhere in the vicinity of that girl, even before she got in that limo, I would have told, don't get in that limo. You better not get in that limo. Hell no. And I would have, I'm telling you, fam, I'm so protective of these youngsters. I would have taken some type of initiative to get the license plates. If she did hop in there, at the very least, I'm gonna get that license plates. I'm gonna really try to stop her from getting in the first place. And I'm gonna confront the driver. I'll confront the driver. If I see what's going on, if I sense it, I'm gonna shut it down. Like, no, that ain't what you want to do. I was driving home one day, this one night actually, and it was in the wee hours of the morning. Like, it was probably actually around 12:30, 1 o'clock, because I know whatever time it was, I know the buses had stopped running. And I saw this little girl and her brother, this black girl and her brother at a bus stop. The little girl was possibly around 12, could have been 11. And the little brother was around 5 or 6. They sitting at the bus stop. And I saw him, I was like, and I saw him and I passed by him, I was like, whoa, turn back around. Busted you, I came back. And I had my CD. In fact, I had some CDs in the car. And I held, because I wanted to make them comfortable really fast. So I was like, I had the CD in the car and I said, hey, I pulled up, I said, hey, I'm Willie D. I introduced myself fast. I said, I'm Willie D. I'm in the group called the Ghetto Boys. Y'all ever heard of the Ghetto Boys? And she was like, yeah. She said, I said, yeah, well, this is me right here on this CD right here. This is me. This is me right here. Then I had a CD of myself and I pulled up another CD. I said, this is me right here. I say, she said, I said, you know me? She said, yeah, I know you. I said, okay. I said, listen, it's too dangerous for y'all to be out here. Y'all should not be out here. The buses have stopped running. And I'm parked on the side of the street and the bus stop is right here. So I'm talking to her through my passenger window. I said, y'all should not be out here on these streets. It's too dangerous. Why are you out here? And she said, my aunt kicked us out the house. That uncivilized mutt. She said her aunt kicked the children outside of the house, kicked them out of her house and told them to go home. So they were trying to catch the bus to her mother's house, who lived maybe 6-7 miles away, right? And actually it was more like 10 miles. But anyway, I was like, look, I said, can you call your mother? And I want to talk to her. So I say, call your mama, I want to talk to her. She called her mama. She passed me the phone. I said, listen, ma'am, I told her who I was. I say, I'm going to give you, I'm going to let your daughter, I'm going to give your daughter my ID and let her tell you what my ID say. I say, I need you to allow me to bring your kids to the house. And she was so thankful. She was like, yeah, okay. And woo, woo, woo. So they got in the car. I took them home. And, they got out the car and that was it. I went on back home and I was tired too. I was on my way. I probably was out in the club or something. I was tired. I don't know if I was coming from the club or the studio or whatever. I just know that it wasn't the studio because I leave the studio like we are really late. I leave the studio like 4:00 in the morning when the sun come up. So I was probably coming from being out or something, or maybe visiting a friend or a relative or something, whatever. But I just remember all I could think about is if the right person pull up on them, they out of here. They're done. So I'm a big protector of youngsters. I'm a huge protector, and I can see that danger from a mile away. I'm from the streets, so I see a whole lot of things ahead of time that a lot of people may not even recognize. But I'm one of the type of people that if I see something happening and I can make the situation, the outcome better, then I'll probably try to step in and do that, as opposed to continuing to drive and be like, I'm too tired to deal with that, or that ain't my business. Because if something would have happened to them kids, that would have been on my watch. That would have been on my watch, because I would have known I would have been able to do something about that, and didn't do something about it, it would have messed me up. So I allowed myself to be inconvenienced, for maybe an hour or so. And I got on back to the house. But as youngsters, all you youngsters out there listening, as youngsters especially, but people period, but youngsters especially, uh, we have to make a conscious effort to not put ourselves in certain situations. Not saying that if we are in a situation, we're free game or somebody's supposed to do something to us, take advantage of it. But the first law of nature is self-preservation. So the first law of nature should tell anybody. At 13 years old, you're smart enough to know not to get in that damn limousine. You're smart. You've heard enough stories by 13 years old to know that to not trust strangers, to not talk to strangers, let alone get inside of a limousine with a stranger. You've lived long enough to know that much. And just like we hold youngsters, we hold juveniles accountable when they commit certain crimes, juveniles should be held accountable when they commit certain acts that facilitate crimes. Yeah, I know some of y'all don't like to hear that because some of y'all don't care about responsibility. Y'all think no responsibility should ever be aimed toward your way. I put myself as a youngster, I put myself in some bad positions. And when I did, I took my bitter with my sweet. I accepted it. And I said that, you know what, I ain't gonna do that again. Well, I know not to do that again. This little girl, this woman says she was 13 at the time. So that was 2000. What are we, 24 years later? 24 and 13 is 37. So yeah, we're 24 years later. Yeah, so yeah. What should not happen is we just kind of gloss over this. Yes, if that happened to her, if it did happen to her, she deserves justice, right? She deserves justice. But we should not gloss over the fact that she hopped in that damn limousine, that she got dropped off at the MTV Music Awards and just hopped in the car with anybody, that she went to a party with a bunch of grown folks, and that a man, before she even got in the limousine, by her own admission, the limousine driver said, yeah, you're the type Diddy looking for. You're the type Diddy looking for. We should not gloss over that. We should make sure that we get the message out to the other youngsters before they think it's cool, like they don't have any responsibility on how their life turns out, or or the things that happen to them. Like they don't have to do anything. They can just go through life and do whatever they want to do. And if something bad happened to them, it's not their fault. They don't have any accountability whatsoever. They can just do anything they want to do. We cannot put that message out there. We got to say, okay, if that happened to that girl, if Diddy did that, he need to be punished for that. If that person did that to that little girl, that little boy, they need to be punished for that. But how can we prevent things like that happening to the youngsters who it hasn't happened to already? We got to put that information out there. Do not hop your ass into a limousine with a grown ass man that you don't know. Under any circumstance, at any age. Do not just hop into the car and go to a party because you so crazy about having some fun. You so hyped to have some fun. You just gonna jump into the damn car with anybody and go to a party anywhere. We need to put that information out there too. Yes, do not play with these kids. Do not violate these children. That information has been out there, and we need to continue to put that information out there. And if you do mess with these kids, we're going to get you. But the other part of that information got to be out there so that we can prevent this type of stuff from happening in the future. Perhaps if somebody would have told her, maybe they did, we don't know. If it really did happen, maybe somebody told her, maybe they didn't. But if they didn't, somebody should have told her. Do not go to the MTV Music Awards without an escort at 13 years old. I don't give a damn if you got a ticket or not. Ain't no way my 13-year-old would be at a damn MTV Music Awards unescorted. No damn way. Do not stand around no damn venue that you can't get into because you ain't got the proper access. You ain't got the proper credentials. Do not do that. Under no circumstances do you hop into a damn car with a stranger. Okay, you hopped into a car. Okay, under no circumstances, a grown man tell you you're just the type another grown man is looking for at 13 years old. Do you roll with that. You run the other way. Okay, let's say you didn't run. Under no circumstance, if you get all the way to the big White House, do you drink anything that's offered to you? Okay, let's say you drink. Do you catch my drift? Under all circumstances, if you are violated, you speak on it and you speak up. Because I'm going to tell you something. If more people spoke up, men and women, girls and boys, they could stop a lot of these predators a lot earlier. They could stop them. Some of them can get stopped dead in their tracks. But the more they get away with it, the more emboldened they become. It's just like dealing with racists. If somebody had stopped caring 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago, Karen would be less likely to violate other people. She'd be less likely to do that. If somebody would have hard checked her 20 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, perhaps a lot of this stuff we're seeing that's happening, it ain't happening. I know for a fact most of it wouldn't be happening. That's why you got to check their asses, man. You got to check them. You got to check them. I'm checking them for the ancestors, and I'm checking them for everybody who ever been violated and allowed them to slide. I'm checking them for that. I'm checking them for the youngsters, for the future. The buck stops here. I ain't telling you what you won't do, but I'm going to tell you what you won't do again. I can guarantee you that. The only reason why these police act the way they act, because ain't nobody been checking them. They ain't been getting checked. Man, the minute they start getting it back, oh, that's how you stop it. They're gonna be paranoid. Like, oh man, we don't know where it's coming from. Ooh, there go another one. There go another one. Ooh, there go another one. Ooh, another one went. Oh, another one. Just how the same way we doing each other. There go another one. Ooh, another one. It's boop, boop. Every time something you hit, boop, it's getting hit back. Boop, 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 boop. Every time, just nonstop. Yeah, that's how you slow it down. At the very least, all that they doing, they won't be doing it. They won't be doing it with the same type of bravery that they're doing it now. They won't be doing it with the same type of energy, thinking ain't nothing gonna happen. Yeah, do y'all remember when the United States rolled up on Iraq the second time? The first time when they rolled up on Iraq, George Bush Sr. was in office. The second time, George Bush Jr. was in office. The first time they did it, they overtook Baghdad, the capital city of Iraq, within 24 hours. They came in and just decimated the whole country. They came in, dropped some bombs, boo, 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 then released the foot soldiers, clear it out, and within 24 hours, they were declaring victory. They tried that shit in 2001. It was a total different story. The Iraqis learned from the past. They learned from their mistakes of the past. The next time around, Iraq was like, you know what? We still ain't got enough weaponry. We ain't as big and bad as the United States. But guess what? We got heart and we got pride. And we can't beat them mano a mano. So what we gonna do? We gonna engage in guerrilla warfare. For every 100 of us that they kill, or 1,000 of us that they kill, and they try to hide the atrocity, we gonna put it on Front Street when we do one of theirs. We gonna put them on camera and Put that head up, weigh that head. We're going to put them on camera crying, begging for their lives. We're gonna indiscriminately hit them up. So just because you're not military, don't mean we ain't gonna hit you up. They decide, Iraq was like, we're gonna hit you up if you are a sympathizer of the U.S. If you have any affiliation with the U.S. whatsoever, if the U.S. want to try to help you, we're gonna shut that down. We tearing up everything. Next thing you know, boom. Boom! They hitting up people all in London. You a U.S. sympathizer? Oh, you down? Oh, you think the U.S. is doing the right thing? Okay, here we go. Boom! Boom! Over here. Boom! Boom! They can't stop it. They know where everybody is, and everybody right there, and we all right here. They can't stop it. They can stop that. But when they integrate into society and other sections of society and other regions of the country, they can't stop it. So that's what Iraq said. You know what? Yeah, y'all gonna hit us, y'all doing this or whatever. But we gonna just out-heart y'all. We gonna out-heart you. We cannot bomb you, cannot shoot you, cannot nuke you. So we gonna out-heart you. We know y'all ain't gonna, we know that Americans ain't built like that. Americans ain't built like that. Like, Americans are cool with killing each other over stupid stuff. But when you start talking about a cause, like a dedicated cause, where you know you going in and you absolutely are going to die when you do this, Americans ain't built like that. Americans are not built like that. So the reason why Iraq was able to get America up out of there, and America was trying, they was hard-headed, they kept on trying, but they could not bend the wheel of the Iraqi people. They could not bend the wheel, because those people have something that they call kindred spirits. See, and when you have kindred spirits, when you have a movement where kindred spirits are involved, you can kill this person. There's another person standing there ready to go already. As soon as you kill him, they ain't got to talk about it. That person already stepped up. He's next in charge. Kill three of these, kill the next in charge, the next in charge, next in charge, and the next in charge, even if that next in charge is on the list 48 men down the line, he ready to go day one. Just like that. Ain't got to look around or nothing. He already been assigned as the next in command. You can't kill that. You can't kill an idea. You can kill a person. You can't kill a spirit. You can kill a person, you can't kill a spirit. Those people got kindred spirits. That's why they can't, that's why they're gonna always be a threat. They'll always be a threat. Their children will always be a threat. Because when they grow up, they're taught their history. They're taught about what America did to them and what other people did to their country. And if there's any suffering, they're taught what the root of that suffering is. And they seek vengeance. They don't be playing no games. Once they find out, oh, you the reason why my people are like this, from day one, they just grow up. And then when they're ready, when it's time, sometimes that time is at 15 years old. Sometimes that time is at 9. Sometimes that time is at 27. Sometimes at 35. But whenever that time is, they strike, they totally dedicated to it. If they die, they die. Boy, that honor is something different over there. That's honor. It's something different. But they try to make us seem like them people was crazy. Now you crazy for messing with those people. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? What's up, Buckhorse DC? Darren Campbell says we have to get a 13-year-old a pass. I hear where you're coming from. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. But I think a better word is grace. Grace. Got to give a 13-year-old grace. I'm with that. I'm totally with that. Give her grace. And that's what I think I've done, but it's just tough love. You know, I believe that tough love saved my life. You know, we gotta stop this soft parenting thing. And we got to stop this thing in America right now. We got a thing in this country where it's never your fault. Like, no matter what happened to you, you know, they say that it's not your fault. You can be obese. You walking around 500 pounds, 5 feet tall. It's not your fault. No matter what you do, it's just not your fault. It's not your fault. Go mess with a kid. It's not your fault. Do you know that right now they got politicians that are trying to make pedophilia one of the letters of the alphabet group? You know they're trying to make the P word. They're trying to use the P. Put the P in there. They're trying to normalize it. They're telling those dudes, it's not your fault. Go out here and embezzle $50 million, rob people of their pensions, force people to come to the conclusion that they no longer want to live. They'd rather die than to struggle financially in the twilights of their years. In the twilight of their years, people committing suicide, but they'll tell the person who triggered all that, it's not your fault. You got people right now that make excuses for certain people who behave a certain way. And they will blame the victim and give the person, the perpetrator, a pass by telling the victim it's their fault. Exhibit A, Kanye West. Slavery was a choice. Now all the people that benefited from slavery going like, yeah, it was a choice. I mean, so it wasn't that bad because they chose it. Anyway, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Man. Y'all know tomorrow gonna bring on a new lawsuit for Diddy, right? A lawsuit against Diddy. Every single day, it's something new. Let us pray. Till next time, fam. Enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.